Hey guys, we are going to be talking about the Chanel Holiday 2019 collection. I am so excited for today's video. This is in collaboration with Erin Nicole TV. I'm so excited that she wanted to collab with me and collab with me on this particular collection because if you don't know Erin Nicole TV, run, don't walk. She's like a bright spot here on YouTube. You know, when I watch her videos, I feel like she just radiates positivity and lightness, and it's just, she's well spoken, and she is a luxury beauty, fragrance, fashion lover, and I love all of her content. She covers a lot of the same stuff that I do. So if you like my content, you are gonna definitely love her content. She talks a lot more about fragrances than I do, so if you're into that, definitely check her out. And don't forget to check out her Instagram as well. She does a lot of like lifestyle posts, with like outfits of the day, handbag purchases, things like that. Just wonderful, wonderful. She lives down in Florida. She is a professional makeup artist. So I feel like every time I watch one of her videos, I pick up another tip. So definitely check out her channel. Definitely let her know that I sent you over there.
Am I serious with the lip gloss on my teeth? Really?
And we are going to be talking about the Chanel Holiday 2019 collection. I can't wait to hear what Erin Nicole has to say about this collection, because for me, this is basically like a first impressions. I did this look using it for the first time, which I will, show you at the end of this video, and I'll have timestamps down below in my description box for you. But, I've developed some thoughts and I will definitely share them with you kind of once we get into the meat of this video. But first, let me just quickly show you what I purchased. So I have the highlighter, I have the eye quad, I have both of the Ombre Premier single shadows, I have the waterproof eyeliner in Khaki Intense, I have two of the lipsticks, 807 and 857. 6 colors were released with this collection, and Erin purchased 3 of them, and I purchased these 2, and we don't have any overlaps. So if you're interested in these lipsticks, especially, definitely, well, check out our video anyway, but definitely check out our video if you're interested in seeing more of these lipsticks. And then I also purchased the 826 lip gloss, which is what I have on my lips right now. So all of the items in this collection are limited edition. That is pretty much Chanel's MO. They usually do that for the holiday season, or for most of their seasons when they release a collection. Most of the items in there are limited edition, if not all of them. So let's go ahead and start with the highlighter. So this highlighter is just absolutely gorgeous. I have to show you everything. So the box that it comes in has just this beautiful kind of like embossed preview on the box of what the embossing is like for the highlighter, and also for the rest of the collection. Actually, you'll see this theme there. So it's this very kind of like rope design. Anyway, it's absolutely beautiful. And then the box is edged in the same shade as the highlighter. So I thought that was really nice kind of attention to detail there. And then all of the compacts for this collection have the gold CC emblem on the top versus the regular white. And then here is the inside, and here is the beautiful, beautiful highlighter. The color is called Metal Peach. And look at that embossing. It's just so gorgeous. Let me tell you, it was very painful to stick my brush into this highlight and start to ruin this embossing, but it's gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. So it is what you see on my cheeks. Again, you'll see me apply it in the demo. So when I went to go finger swatch this highlighter, I was actually a little surprised at how it felt. I was expecting something very creamy. I don't know if it's just because of the way it looks in the pan or anything, but that's not to say that it's not, soft. It's very, very soft. It's very, very silky. It didn't have that kind of like almost wet, creamy feeling that I was expecting, but that was just in my own head. But that's not to say there wasn't a ton of payoff. So here's a swatch of it. It's absolutely stunning. It's so reflective. It looks really, really foiled on the cheeks. It looks pretty much like it's wet on your cheeks, and it's just stunning. I also love the tone of this highlight. So because it has that kind of peach base, it's not too icy, but it's also not too warm because it doesn't have too much gold in it. And if you have a skin tone similar to mine, I think you're really going to love it because it just like meshes right into your skin tone. It's just gorgeous. I think if you have a fair skin tone, I think this would work. I think this would work up to like a medium skin tone, depending on how bright highlight you like your highlight. So before I forget, this highlight is $70, and I'm gonna have all the details and links and everything down below in my description box in case I forget to mention anything during the video. So it'll all be down there. But let's go ahead and move on over to the eyeshadow quad. So let me go ahead and show you this box, because on this outer box packaging, on each side of the box is like a color of the inside shade. It's super cool. I just think that they always do such a good job like paying attention to detail like that, and it's fun. It's fun for me. So let's take a look at this quad. So here's the inside, and you'll see that each pan is embossed with that beautiful like circular rope embossing. And here are some swatches of those four. So I went from left to right and then top to bottom. So much like the highlighter, I was expecting these to be very creamy to the touch, but they're not. They're very, very smooth. They're very, very silky feeling, but there isn't that kind of creamy feeling like we did with that quad. Is it Noir Supreme? That quad that came out for the fall collection with the flat pans. Those are almost like a cream to powder formula. And so I was kind of expecting that with these, but they're not. These are definitely a little bit more of just kind of like a powder shadow. And then when I swatched them on my arm, I didn't think that they were very pigmented. And so I was very anxious to get them on my eyelids. And again, you'll see this in my demo. But once I got them on my eyelids, I thought that they were so beautiful. They had such a refined look to them. They're not over the top shiny. They have a very kind of subtle frost appearance to them. And then they do this like beautiful wash of color, yet you can also build them up very easily. And you can see like the olive tone, that's what I have like in the center of my lids. And it was like the more I kind of applied it, the more I started to kind of build it up. I became very impressed as I was applying it and thinking, oh, this really does actually have some color payoff. I didn't need to keep like dipping in and dipping into the pan. It was just like the more I kind of like worked with it, the better it got. And a lot of times that doesn't happen with shadows. A lot of times they blend away, or they just don't play well with the color that you're applying it over or next to. But I have, you know, the lighter shade all over. I have this on the center part of the shade, and they just worked really, really well together. But you can probably tell that what you're getting is just this really kind of like soft, frosty appearance of these eyeshadows, but nothing really overpowering or, you know, just overly pigmented on the lids. And I think what's amazing is that it works really, really well with the single Ombre Premier eyeshadows. But before we move on to the Ombre Premier single shadows, I just want to mention that these are $65. And I think that this is just an easy to wear, easy to use eyeshadow quad. And I just said it, but they're not overly pigmented. So you just get a really soft, everyday kind of look, and I think it's absolutely gorgeous. So when you pair them with the Ombre Premier shadows, and let's go ahead and take a look at the number 58 shade, which is this like deep brown shade, and it has like kind of like a nice purpley base to it. So these two shadows, these Ombre Premier shadows, have a creamy feel to them for sure, much creamier than the highlight or the eyeshadows, and they have a much more intense kind of feeling to them. So I have this deeper shade on the outer corner of my eyes, and I didn't need that much at all. I picked up just a little bit of the shadow on my brush, and I got enough that I needed to kind of add a little bit of dimension and work with these softer shades in the quad. So I feel like this quad is the perfect everyday quad, and then you come in with these Premier shadows and you just amp up your look. So that is the brown color, and then I have the gold color here. This is number 56, and I have just a little bit of that on the inner corner of my eyes and just kind of like on the inner portion of my lid. I brought it down to my lower lash line. It's a little bit of a deep color to use as kind of like an inner corner highlight, but I just wanted to kind of just get it on my eyes somehow, just so you guys could see the tone of it. It's very true to colors, so it doesn't deviate from what you see in the pan. But I love these single shadows. I think they are absolutely stunning. I love the creamy texture of them. The impact is there, and like I said, I feel like you add this to the quad and you like immediately can give yourself like an evening look. And each of these shades is $36. And then I did pick up the Stylo Yeux waterproof eyeliner in Khaki Intense, and like I mentioned in the beginning, this is not a new color, but they're re-promoting it with this line. And I have to say, lately I've been having excellent luck with eyeliners. I want to say a couple years ago, any eyeliner I tried, it would just smudge. I would look fairly raccoony by the end of the day. And I just thought it was just, you know, part of wearing eyeliner. And I just never really thought too much about it. And then I started, you know, different techniques where I would make sure I was like powdering under my eyes. That helped a little bit. But for some reason lately, this Chanel eyeliner, the Victoria Beckham eyeliner, the Isom dual-ended eyeliners, the Tom Ford Emotion Proof eyeliners, all of them have not budged. So I feel like some formula has been perfected in some sort of way, and now they just don't budge. They're easy to apply, and I've been loving these. So anyway, I was like, let me get this Khaki Intense because I think it'd be perfect for this collection. So I have that in my waterline. I tightline with it, and you guys probably can't see like the very slight khaki color to it, but here's a swatch of it on my hand, and you can see it's very subtle. It's not like a bright green color or anything, but it's just a nice alternative to black when you feel like black is maybe just a little bit too stark, brown, kind of boring. So I'm glad I picked this up. I think this is a really fun addition to my eyeliner collection. So that is the Khaki Intense. And then let's move into lips and talk about the lipsticks. So in my demo, I will swatch all of the colors for you, but here I ended up with the lip gloss, which is color 826. It's this shade right here. And it is typical Chanel lip gloss. I feel like they always start out a lot stickier and thicker feeling than they end up. So I've had this on now for probably, how long have I been filming? For probably about like 45 minutes since I put it on. And it just feels so comfortable on the lips. And on me, there's no bleeding after like 45 minutes. So that is a good sign. And it's incredibly pigmented. Some Chanel lip glosses, very, very clear, just a hint of color. This lip gloss is very pigmented. That's all I have on my lips. This is not layered over any of the lipsticks. So this can definitely be worn alone. So if you're a lip gloss lover and you're looking for something maybe for the holidays, I think this is like the perfect holiday lip color. This could be for you. This could be the one. So that is the 826 lip gloss. And then I purchased two of the lipsticks, 807 and 857. So 807 is the lightest shade that came out with this collection. And these are the Rouge Allure lipsticks. So they come in this beautiful case. These are limited edition. It has like gold framing around the case. It's really beautiful. And I just love these lipstick components because these are the ones that you press down and then the lipstick pops up and then you pull it out. Oh, it's just great. It's genius. So this is 807. And here is a swatch of 807. This formula is also very, very creamy, very, very comfortable. I have one other Rouge Allure Intense color. There's a bunch of different Rouge Allures. I think there's like a velvet, and then there's like an intense matte or matte intense. I don't have any of the, well, I think I had one of those a long time ago, but I'm just not the biggest fan of matte lips. So I was really excited that this collection had this formula in it, which is the creamier, more kind of like satin finish, high intensity pigment formula. So I was really excited for that. So that's the 807. And then let me show you the 857, which is pretty much just the lipstick form of this lip gloss. So this is deeper than the 807. And here's a swatch of 857. And I have that next to the 807 so you can compare. So these Rouge Allure Luminous Intense lip colors are $45 each. And then the lip gloss is $30. And then the eyeliner is $33. Okay, I think that's everything, right? Yeah, highlighter, eye products, lip products. Awesome. So those are my thoughts on the products. Let's go ahead and move into the demo. All right, we're going to start with the highlighter, the Metal Peach highlighter. I have all of my base products down, and I also have a little bit of bronzer and a little bit of blush. So I'm at the point where I would put some highlighter on. So I grabbed my Sonia G Sculpt 2 brush, and I'm going to dip it in. It hurts to be ruining this beautiful embossing. All right, I'm just going to apply that to the tops of my cheekbones. I'm getting a really beautiful wet shine there. Isn't that lovely? And the tone is beautiful. It's not too cool and icy. It's not too warm and gold. It's peach, so it's neutral, but it just has a little bit of warmth there to like kind of blend into your skin nicely. Let's gorgeous. Wow, look at that. It's so foiled looking. That is really beautiful. I'm just going to bring a little bit down my nose, a little bit over my eyebrows, a little bit everywhere. All right, let's move over into the eyes. So what I wanted to do was use a couple colors from the quad, and then I wanted to use these two singles, these two creamy powder eyeshadows. So I'm going to start with this shade right up here. It's the lightest shade in the quad, and I just want to kind of brush that all over. So I'm going to use my Xoxo eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to brush it all over the lid. Has a really beautiful, soft, kind of like frosty finish. It's really nice. I really like how soft it looks. It's not overly metallic. It just has just the slightest sheen to it. It's gorgeous. All right, next I'm going to move over into this like olive khaki shade, and I've got my Sonia G Worker 1 brush, and I'm going to apply this to the center of my lids. Oh, that's beautiful. Gorgeous. Look at that beautiful veil of color. Oh, it's beautiful. And I love this green. It's so nice. Okay, so I just have that kind of messily applied to the center of my lid. I'm going to move over into one of these single creamy eyeshadows, these Ombre Premiers, and I'm going to use the shade Pkwy Brune. This is number 58. It's like a deep, rich brown. I'm going to use my Xoxo GSN 9 brush and just apply this to the outer corner here. Add a little bit of dimension. And I'm just sweeping that over towards the khaki color and kind of blending that together. I love how this shade is working over that first kind of pearlescent shade that I put down. It's like kind of peeking through, and it's making this shade like ever so slightly satiny. Really beautiful. Ooh, I am loving that combo. All right, next I just have to use this gold shade. Okay, I'm grabbing my Sonia G Pencil 1 brush, and I'm gonna grab a little bit of this gold, and I'm gonna stick it right into the corner of my eye here, and then right here a little bit. So just a little accent of that gold on the inner corner there. It's probably a little bit too deep of a color to truly kind of like highlight that inner corner, but I like that little accent there. I think it's fun. Next, let's go in with the eyeliner. This is Khaki Intense number 951. And I'm going to throw this into my waterline and tightline with it as well. All right, eyeliner is applied. I'm gonna go ahead and apply mascara off camera, and I'll be back to play with the lipsticks. All right, so I have 2 of the lipsticks and 1 of the lip glosses. So what I'm gonna do is swatch the lighter colored lipstick, the 807, and take that off, and then we'll go ahead and apply the 857 and then apply the gloss over it. So 6 colors were released with this collection. I don't know if any of these already existed or were released at another time or anything. I'm actually not that up on the Rouge, Allure, Chanel lipsticks. So I'm going to start out with 807, and this is the lighter of the 2 that I got. It's a really, really pretty, like warm toned pink. I don't really have many lipsticks this color, but I think it's a really beautiful complement to the quad. I think this is great for, you know, like daytime, it's workplace appropriate. And I think this would be very complimentary to like many, many different skin tones. If you have like a cooler skin tone, if you have a warmer skin tone, I think this would look really pretty on you. So that is number 807. So let me go ahead and take this off, and then I will put on number 857. All right, here is number 857. This obviously is a much deeper color than the 807. It's very, very vampy. I really like this. And I was going to put the gloss over this because I think the colors are actually kind of similar, but I think this gloss is actually fairly pigmented and I want you guys to see how pigmented it is. So I'm going to take this off actually and then put the gloss on by itself. All right, so here's gloss 826. All right, so there is the gloss applied. It's really pigmented. It's a lot more pigmented than I was even mentally prepared for. And it's beautiful. I think it's really beautiful. I just love it. Of course, now that I have this on, I feel like I don't have enough blush on or anything. So I'm gonna apply a little bit more blush. And I used the Rose Bronze Chanel blush today. And of course, everything will be linked down below, but I'm just gonna apply a little bit more just to kind of balance out the face a little bit. So here is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to stop by Erin Nicole TV's channel. I will leave it linked down below in my description box. Please let her know that I sent you over there. She is such a gem here on YouTube. You will not regret going over there and visiting. And don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you in my next video.